Please remain standing for the national anthems. The words may be found on the back inside cover of your programs. Leading us in singing the Canadian anthem today is Ms. Lisa White, who is one of our graduating seniors. She will be followed by Professor Charles Closser, who will lead us in singing the national anthem of the United States. Please be seated. The 114th commencement of the University of Maine at Fort Kent is now convened. Monsieur Jean Martin, représentant de la législature de l'État du Maine, Madame Patricia Collins, membre du conseil du réseau de l'Université du Maine, Monsieur Normand Carrier, vice-recteur du Centre universitaire Saint-Louis-Maillet de l'Université de Moncton, Monsieur Gilles Albert, Monsieur Lloyd Soucy, Dr William Willen, doyen des affaires académiques, Madame Sharon Johnson, doyen des services de l'information, Monsieur John Murphy, doyen des services aux étudiants, Professeur Robert Chabora, Wendy Kindred, Virginie Lausier, Roger Paradis, Vincent Pelletier, Brad Université du Maine à Fort Kent, M. Ted Rioux, président du Sénat des étudiants, finissants et finissantes, membres des familles et des amis des finissants et finissantes, invités distingués, mesdames et messieurs. Bonjour et bienvenue tout le monde. C'est pour moi un très grand plaisir et un honneur de vous souhaiter la bienvenue aujourd'hui parce que nous sommes ici ensemble pour la célébration annuelle de la collation des diplômes. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. It is indeed a very great honor and personal pleasure for me to be here today to welcome you to our annual celebration of commencement. This is a very proud and a happy day indeed for the graduating class of 1996 and for their families and friends. We are assembled here today to give formal public recognition to the achievements of each and every member of this outstanding graduating class. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate each member of the graduating class for your academic successes, and I want to extend to you my very best wishes for continuing success. I have every confidence that you will bring distinction to yourselves and to your proud alma mater. At this time, I would like to take a moment to recognize a very special distinguished guest in the audience. Senator Judy Parity, would you please stand and be recognized? Senator Parity. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my very great pleasure at this time to introduce to you the representative and past Speaker of the Maine State House of Representatives, Mr. John Martin, who will bring greetings from the State Capitol. Representative Martin.
Thank you, President Duma. President Duma, Trustee Collins, President Carrier, members of the faculty and staff at the University of Maine at Fort Kent, distinguished guests, graduates, parents, and friends. It is an honor to be here today to bring you the greetings of the state of Maine on behalf of Governor Angus King and the 117th Maine Legislature. This is a special day for you and for the state of Maine. You've been prepared to face the challenges of the world using the best resources that could be provided by the people of this state. It pays tribute to and serves as evidence of the commitment of the state of Maine to a high-quality university system and to equal educational opportunity for every person in Maine. On behalf of the people of Maine, I wish you peace, joy, and prosperity in your new adventure.
This time it gives me very great pleasure indeed to introduce to you Mrs. Patricia Collins, member and past chair of the University of Maine System Board of Trustees. Trustee Collins.
Thank you, President Dumont. President Dumont, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, friends and families, and most particularly members of this graduating class of 1996. I am delighted to help you celebrate this day and proud to bring you the warm and enthusiastic greetings of my 15 colleagues on the Board of Trustees. As a board, one of our most pleasant duties is to attend the university commencement exercises and to congratulate the graduates. For you are what it is all about. You are the reason that we wade through financial reports, struggle with budgets, study program requests and missions, formulate policy, deliberate over tenure appointments, appear before legislative committees, plead with the governor, negotiate with unions, communicate with constituencies inside and outside of the university. All of this so that the opportunity for the best possible education, accessible and affordable, can be here for you. That truly is the bottom line. That is our goal. And today, you reach your goal. Graduates, you have been especially fortunate to have obtained your education in this institution. Whenever I hear the mantra of the 1970s, that small is beautiful, I think of the University of Maine at Fort Kent, where the virtues of smallness are so apparent. Because of the size of this campus, you have enjoyed more personal attention from your instructors. Because of the size of this campus, it has been easier to become a community. Because it is a place, as the Cheers song went, where everybody knows your name, you have formed friendships that will last a lifetime. We who have fought to preserve this institution know well its educational advantages as well as its benefits to the St. John Valley. We need to keep reminding the rest of the state how important the smaller campuses are to places like Fort Kent, emphasizing what profound difference they make in people's lives. And on our part, we need to remember Billie Jean King's sound advice. If you are small, you better be a winner. Today, you graduates are all winners. You took advantage of the opportunity that was here. Working hard with the encouragement and help of the faculty and staff and the support of your families, you have succeeded. We are indeed proud of you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I extend congratulations and best wishes for a bright and happy future. Don't forget us.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm most pleased at this time to introduce to you Mr. Lloyd Susie, President of the University of Maine at Fort Kent Alumni Association. Mr. Susie.
Thank you, President Dumont. Good afternoon. President Dumont, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, the graduating class of 1996. On behalf of the University of Maine at Fort Kent Alumni Association, I extend our warmest and most sincere congratulations upon your successful completion of your respective degree requirements. In a few moments, you will all be considered as being eligible to be members of our organization. We are also here today to discover. For a moment, remember back to the first time you ever discovered something on your very own. Perhaps it was when you were very young and discovered that an object could float on water. Perhaps it was later in life as you struggled with the multiplication tables, and suddenly it all became clear. Whatever the occasion, try to think back to that time and try to remember what you felt. Whatever it was, there was a joy and an exhilaration in that discovery. Your mind rejoiced in its new knowledge, and something that was incomprehensible suddenly becomes clear. It was the joy of learning, and for that moment, it brightened your life. That was how it was for me here at Fort Kent State College, today known as the University of Maine at Fort Kent, 30 years ago, and I would wager that your experience was probably similar to mine. Today, you are on the brink of discovery again. Through the ideas and insights that have been provided during your time on campus, you are able to open your minds to new avenues that will lead you and us to discover a new aspect of knowledge and understanding. It is an opportunity to be cherished. That is not what the University of Maine at Fort Kent has provided, however. Not answers, but opportunities. Opportunities to open your minds. Opportunities to expand your perspective. Opportunities to exchange your ideas. And in that exchange, to come to new understandings and appreciations. It has been said that human beings, unique among all living things, have the ability to think. Of all the powers with which we have been endowed, surely this is the greatest. The ability to think and to reason has lifted humankind from the mud and sent them to the stars. Today we are here to celebrate the wondrous opportunities of the mind, to discover each other, and to share in that unique exchange of ideas that brings about the fulfillment of knowledge. With open minds, hungry for ideas, Begin your journey to discover as I leave you with a poem dedicated to your class. It seems to stick forever since the first time that you met. You've shared some days together that you just cannot forget. There was work and there was laughter. There were tears and triumphs too. Successes and disasters, but somehow you came through. It's those moments you'll rely on. They bespeak the way you feel. For you started out as iron, but you ended up as steel. And now, in days that yet will dawn, although you'll be apart, those memories we know will spawn a smile upon your heart. Now take our blessings with you, for blessings from above, for happiness in all you do, but most of all, for love. Again, félicitations et bonne chance. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to ask Professor John L. Martin, Chair of the University of Maine at Fort Kent faculty, please to come to the podium.
Thank you, President Duma. To the graduates in particular, on behalf of the faculty of the University of Maine at Fort Kent, it is my pleasure to bring you greetings, to thank you for having enriched our lives during your stay on campus. Faculty members are always pleased to see students in cap and gown. It clearly means that the efforts of the faculty and staff on this campus have been successful. Sidney Smith, a linguist and educator at the University of North Carolina, said this about education: the real object of education is to give children resources that will endure as long as life endures, habits that time will emulate, not destroy, occupations that will render sickness tolerable, solitude pleasant, age venerable, life more dignified and useful, and death less terrible. What the faculty on this campus have tried to do, and we hope succeeded, was to start you on the road of the development of understanding. Since for everyone and anyone to become an educated person, it is necessary for his or her learning to continue throughout the lifetime that follows graduation from college or university. We hope that the education you received here at the University of Maine at Fort Kent has given you an introduction to the whole world of learning, skills that will also help you to use your mind and to motivate you to use your knowledge to the best of your ability. The future success will be based on continued learning and creativity. The education you've received from the faculty of the institution has prepared you to enter the next step of your educational career, as well as the job that you must maintain, that is to earn money so that you can continue to learn. We wish you the best. Visit us often. We will be watching. Do not forget that we're here to help you whenever you need us. Good luck and best wishes. And before I leave the podium, the faculty also would like to congratulate and to thank another graduate of this class who is leaving with you as president of the University of Maine at Fort Kent, Dick Duma. We wish him the best.
At this time, I would like to request Professor Virginia Lozier, presenter of the candidate for the Award for Distinguished Service, please to come forward. Professor Lozier.
La communauté universitaire tient à reconnaître aujourd'hui un individu exceptionnel dont la vie professionnelle nous amène au Wisconsin, Texas, Washington, D.C. et Vietnam. Il est né d'une famille française le 15 mai au Township 15, Range 15, in Aroostook County, Maine. Il possède le baccalauréat de l'Université du Maine à Fort Kent, en français et en histoire, la maîtrise en français de l'Université de Wisconsin à Madison et 2 licences de l'Université du Maine à Orono. Although many professional organizations in Wisconsin, Texas, our nation's capital, and our state capital, and Vietnam, have enjoyed the intelligence and courage of our award recipient, c'est ici dans la vallée, à notre chère université, that his expertise has been and is still best appreciated. I have heard said that Native Americans believe that the greatest gift is the gift of learning, and that that gift is not complete until it is passed on. It is this belief which has brought our award recipient to this moment. Père dévoué, collègue fidèle, écrivain, professeur, chanteur et ami. It has motivated him for decades as a father, a teacher, and administrator, prompting him to give the best of himself in hundreds and hundreds of conferences, presentations, lectures, teaching sessions, and membership meetings, acknowledging always the importance of telecommunications, literacy, the gifted and talented, testing, assessment, the right to read, children's literature. He authored his own text, North American ethnicity, pluralism, and bilingualism, all to learn and to pass on. Born in a French-only family, schooled in an English-only system, our award recipient will tell, avec fierté, in impeccable French and in impeccable English, that languages and cultures are equal, and that for him, being equal works. With exceptional generosity and perseverance, he communicates to the young and not so young learners that mastering one's heritage language while learning another doubles, so to speak, their knowledge base and protects them twice, so to speak, from the virus of intolerance and ignorance. Our award recipient has the enviable position of assuring a more secure future to children by passing on to them the keys of the past. Alors, c'est avec fierté, Monsieur le Président, que je vous présente un des nôtres, citoyen extraordinaire, Monsieur Gilbert J. Albert, directeur du Bilingual Education Program, l'Acadien du Haut-Saint-Jean.
The University of Maine at Fort Kent, with gratitude and affection, honors Gilbert J. Albert for continued dedication to the preservation and celebration of the St. Johns Valley's Franco-American culture with this award for distinguished service. Félicitations. At this time, I would like to ask Senator Judy Clarity, please to come to the podium.
Merci bien, Monsieur Dumont. Gilbert, mon ami, mon très très cher ami, it is indeed a pleasure for me to bring special greetings from the Maine Legislature, the Senate and the House of Representatives, to recognize this great honor today. And on a very personal note, I want to express my appreciation for the $1 million grant you got from the federal government, one of the only ones in the country for our beautiful French language and St. John Valley immersion program.
Would the 1996 senior class president, Chuyu Shi, please come forward to address the senior class. Chuyu.
Thank you, President Dumont. Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, staff, and distinguished guests. Today marks the end of our college life at the University of Maine at Fort Kent. The work is done, its results, for better or for worse, assured. On this day, let's once again look at our past and envision our future. It bears memory and hopes. It is both fruit and seed. As we celebrate this high point in our academic journey, I would like to review some of the results of these 4 college years at a UMFK. I came to the University of Maine at Fort Kent in 1993 to pursue an undergraduate degree in business. The small class size and close relationship among faculty, staff, and students make this university a uniquely learning center. As a full-time student, I value learning and earning a high academic rank. My academic merits have earned me several scholarships, honors, and awards. I also realize that good organization and the communication skills come from active participation in extracurricular activities. As past Vice President and President of the International Students Club, I devote a large amount of my time organizing activities to promote multicultural education on campus and in the local community. In addition, the experience of serving as the UMFK student representative to the University of Maine System Board of Trustees has provided me with a unique opportunity to gain some insight into the university administration policies at campus and system level. I am pleased and proud to say that I have been successful because of the support and understanding of the administration, my professors, fellow classmates, and friends. With their help and guidance, I learn and grow. The result of our college education may have its commercial value. It may enable us to secure a higher wage in the marketplace. It may open for us the door to wealth or fame or social distinction. But it is my firm belief that a good education prepares students to be well-equipped learners who have the minds that can give and take, who are ready to go forward wisely towards a more splendid future. The chief benefit that a good student may get from a good college is the power to apprehend and distinguish, to weigh evidence and interpret facts. It is wrong to say that today education ends, tomorrow life begins. The process is continuous. As we step out of the university, we're stepping into a new and more complicated environment. A new environment brings new challenge and brings us changes. Yet, the fruit of change is opportunity. So don't be afraid of change. Instead, we shall find the good in it, hear its promise, learn from it. And the world becomes an exciting place in your desire to know what comes next. In closing, I would like to remind my fellow classmates that good things don't happen by themselves. If it is important, It is up to you to help it along. Actively pursue it. When you take initiative, you take that first step. Gather your energy and run towards your goal. New ideas, wondrous dreams, unvoiced hopes come to life with initiative. And in making a start, you gain momentum and newfound strength. Good luck, all my friends, and may God bless. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to ask Professor of History, Roger Paradis, please to come forward to present the candidate for the degree honorary, Professor Paradis. Distinguished guests and members of the platform party, dear faculty colleagues, parents and friends of the University of Maine at Fort Kent, and last but first in our hearts and in our minds, the graduating class of this 114th commencement of the University of Maine at Fort Kent. I have today the distinct privilege of introducing an educator in the St. John Valley that has made a difference for the past 36 years. Excuse me. I first made the acquaintance of this gentleman several years ago at a mass rally in defense of the forestry program, which was being debated whether it should be at the University of Moncton or at one of the regional campuses, including the one in Edmundston, the Centre Universitaire Saint-Louis-Mayenne. And I have to admit to our candidate that on my way down to Edmundston, I was quite convinced that the local campus did not have much of an opportunity. On my way back, I was convinced of the opposite, mainly because of the strength of conviction, the power of his arguments that our distinguished guest was able to make at that assembly. Today, we honor the president of Centre Universitaire Saint-Louis-Mayenne, l'Université de Moncton, Président Normand François Carrier. He did his graduate work at the University of Maine at Orono and the University of New Brunswick. He was professor of mathematics, physics, and chemistry at the university. Since 1972, he has been the director of finance there, and I think you'll be as astounded as I was looking at some of these notes at the just superlative job that this man has done. By the way, he is still the director of finance over there. He never stepped down, and we may well understand why. He was appointed by the board of directors, the board of governors, I should say, at the University of Moncton, à la présidence, to the presidency of the Centre Universitaire, a position which he still holds. Now, I could tell you that this gentleman is no ivory tower administrator. He is very much involved, and there isn't time to go through the full sheet that I have, but let me just mention a few of the things.
contributions that he has made at the level, at the local level, and at the national level. President Cartier is a member of the Canadian Radio and Television Commission, which is the counterpart of the Federal Communications Commission in the United States. He's president of a task force to assess the viability of community radios in Canada. He served on a special conference called by the Governor-General of Canada on Canadian Studies. He is the president of l'autoroute électronique informatique, what we call the Highway for Electronic Information in New Brunswick. And at the national level, this man clearly has become a well-known individual. What impressed me in particular was the fact that President Cartier, in only the last 6 years of his administration, at a time when budgets were shrinking everywhere, we kept hearing talk about deficits. He was able to find $12 billion for the growth expansion of his campus. To wit, for example, in 1990, when a 5-year degree in forestry was added to that institution, a commitment of $4,300,000 was made. Then when the baccalaureate degree in nursing was added to that curriculum, $3 million was expended toward that program. We have altogether in construction, I should mention, for example, what is known, a structure known as the Megabud. Perhaps some of you have been there. 6, not 4, not 6, enclosed tennis courts. That alone cost $620,000. And finally, the construction of an entire physical education complex, that cost $4 million, and plus monies for supplies and equipment, the balance for slightly in excess of $12 million. And from the point of view of curriculum, again, in just the last half dozen years of his administration, we count the 5-year degree in forestry, the baccalaureate degree in nursing, and a master's degree in public administration. The enrollment under the administration of President Cartier jumped from 259 in 1981 to 625 in 1986. It's a very impressive track record, I'm sure you'll agree. In my judgment, though, I believe that probably the most significant long-term contribution that this man has made in conjunction with our own President Dumont was the signing in 1991 of a cooperative agreement between the two institutions, which has resulted in faculty exchange and concerts and an attempt to share resources and facilities. Now, you should not expect miracles. Miracles don't necessarily happen overnight. This is a long-term commitment. And I think that it is fraught with all kinds of possibilities if we have the vision and if we have the wisdom to make the most of it. President Dumont, the University of Maine at Fort Kent, is honored by the presence of this gentleman and as a mark of our high esteem and respect for Normand François Carrier, I request on behalf of the faculty of the University of Maine at Fort Kent that you now bestow upon him the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
To all to whom these presents shall come, greetings. Be it known that Normand François Carrier, having rendered stewardship of extraordinary benefit to others, and having been recommended by the President and faculty of the University of Maine at Fort Kent, is hereby admitted to the degree Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, the title, the privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining by the trustees of the University of Maine system. Félicitations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker, mon bon ami, M. Normand Carrier, vice-recteur du Centre universitaire Saint-Louis-Maillet, Université de Moncton.
Thank you, Dr. Dumont. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, members of the faculty, distinguished guests, dear graduates, parents, and friends. I would like, first of all, to thank the members of the Board of Trustees of the University of Maine System for this great honor of having chosen me to become part of this very selected group of honorary doctors of this great institution. Mes remerciements les plus sincères vont également à mon bon ami, le Dr. Richard Dumont, au professeur Roger Paradis pour les bonnes paroles à mon égard, ainsi qu'aux membres du comité de sélection de l'Université du Maine à Fort Kent pour avoir présenté ma candidature au Conseil des gouverneurs de l'Université du Maine. And to you, dear parents of today's graduating students, my most sincere congratulations on the success of your daughter or of your son. I appreciate and admire the sacrifices that you have had to make so that the future of your children is better assured. In these days and times, one cannot minimize the contribution of the family and the devotion that it takes in order to allow our children to obtain a university degree. Ces jours-ci, un peu partout aux États-Unis, des milliers de jeunes sont rassemblés pour recueillir le fruit de leurs efforts, le diplôme qui leur ouvre la porte aux études graduées ou encore au marché du travail. Ces cérémonies, où se trouvent réunis avec les dirigeants des universités, les représentants de l'autorité civile et religieuse, sont un témoignage éloquent de l'importance d'un tel événement. C'est que l'on reconnaît dans ces jeunes femmes et ces jeunes hommes des personnes bien équipées pour prendre la direction de la société de demain. A special thanks also to the faculty of UMFK. If we have before us today a well-educated and quality group of students, if harmony reigns on this campus, it is because of your high degree of competence and the goodwill that you have demonstrated throughout the year. Chers professeurs, je veux tout simplement vous dire à quel point j'apprécie votre travail et votre dévouement envers le campus de Fort Kent. Vous le savez sans doute, mais ce sont les élèves qui, en bout de ligne, en sortent gagnants. Soyez-en fiers. and you, dear graduates. It is because of you that such a large audience is here today. This is our way of showing how highly we think of you, how we appreciate your academic success, and the role that you will be called upon to play in the future. You can walk proudly and with your head high, for you have received at UMFK a solid education. You could not have fared better at any other university. That I am convinced. It is now your sole responsibility to maximize your talents, and success will follow. And secondly, since, as the old saying goes, there is no such thing as a free lunch, I have been asked to be your guest speaker at this year's commencement ceremony. Not that I am particularly fond of delivering speeches. If I had a choice, I would much prefer listening to a good speech than try to give one myself. However, I must say that I appreciate the invitation from Dr. Dumont to come and speak to you, members of the graduating class of 1996, about this world we live in, a world of constant change. Indeed, we are living in revolutionary times. I believe that we are in the middle of the greatest change in the way people work and organize their lives since the Industrial Revolution. We are in the era of communications, and the revolution that affects us all is the globalization of the economy. Where once everyone would do business solely with the people down the street, trade and commerce now spans across state lines and national borders. In Blue Remain, for example, you now have a company jointly owned by German and Japanese investors, which manufactures ball joints for Toyotas that are made in Kentucky. 9X, your local telephone company, has its online yellow pages based in France. And if you call Swiss Air, which is Switzerland's national airline, for a plane reservation, you will be answered by an employee based in Pakistan. The geographical location of the state of Maine, which historically has been an economic disadvantage for Maine business people, is no longer such a problem. Only a few years ago, the mothers and fathers here today will surely remember how the location of the state of Maine was referred to on the map of the United States, way up there in the right-hand corner. That's where Maine was then. Now, suddenly, with the globalization of the economy, instead of being at the other end of the world, Maine is right in the middle of this global economy, closer to Europe than any other part of the US, which enables now the Maine business community to sell their goods and services into every market on this planet. One more example that is much closer to us and which demonstrates a world of constant change. Just a few years ago, doctors, and rightly so, were considered as gods in white smocks. Sick people would gobble their advice as if they were part of the Ten Commandments. Doctors then ruled over the health system, and their political clout in healthcare was enormous. But today, these same doctors are in a position of siege. Their patients dare question their advice. They go for a second opinion and even go as far as sue their doctor for malpractice. The consequence of these new attitudes is that the control of our health programs has passed from the hands of the doctors to the hands of governments and insurance companies. Obviously, the global economy brings us opportunities, but it brings us challenges and stiff competition as well. Charles Darwin, the eminent English naturalist of the 19th century, based the evolution of mankind on the theory of the survival of the fittest. I believe that because of this global economy, the survival of the fittest is still the name of the game today. It is therefore imperative that we be able to adjust quickly to this ever-changing world, to meet its new challenges, and to improve our quality of life as we enter the 21st century. In his book, The Third Wave, Alvin Toffler talks in dramatic fashion about these changes and their effects on our way of life. Toffler says, and I quote, "A powerful tide is surging across much of the world today, creating a new, often bizarre environment in which to work, play, marry, raise children, or retire. In this bewildering context, business people swim against highly erratic economic currents. Politicians see their ratings bob wildly up and down. Universities, hospitals, and other institutions battle desperately to survive. Value systems splinter and crash, while the lifeboats of family, church, and state are hurled madly about." End of quotation. Situations evolve so rapidly that the changes that were identified and projected to happen by the year 2000 have already taken place. In the United States and in Canada, in spite of a high rate of unemployment, there are hundreds of thousands of jobs that have not yet been filled. For the first time in history, we are faced with this distressing contradiction of having a high rate of unemployment while at the same time having hundreds of thousands of jobs that cannot be taken over by our labor force. You and all the 1996 graduating classes of this planet will have to find a solution to this dilemma, and quickly, otherwise the situation will persevere. One major phenomenon that you will have to cope with, dear graduates, is the aging of the population. The average age of the baby boomers is now 50 years old. In itself, this is not a problem. But when you combine the aging of the population, the high rate of unemployment, along with a marked reduction in the rate of births in this country, we must ask ourselves the question, in the year 2012, who will be left to pay for our social programs? It is becoming more and more obvious that we need to train our workforce better than what has been done to date. And in this age of communications, we must train our people to communicate better. In these days and times, anyone who wants to succeed in life has to be able to communicate extremely well. As a matter of fact, some studies have shown that most job applicants who were not chosen for a particular job was not because of their lack of experience or their lack of knowledge. They just were not chosen because of their lack of good communication skills. Again, according to government studies, close to 20% of Americans are functionally illiterate. That is, they cannot read or write properly. It is therefore of prime importance that our public schools, as well as our universities, adjust quickly to this new reality. We have to modify our curriculum so that our graduates can write better and express themselves more properly. Another problem that you will be facing throughout your career are the special needs of the new arrivals in the workforce. Studies show that by the year 2000, 63% of the women will be working, and they will constitute 47% of the active workforce. Also by the year 2000, and this is only 4 years away, 80% of the new jobs created will be filled by women, visible minorities, and immigrants. This phenomenon constitutes a major change in the workforce and will happen in a very short period of time. It becomes therefore essential for universities to establish programs that will develop strategies and priorities in the field of human resources. Programs that will train chief executive officers and unions on ways to deal with these new problems. But what you might ask is actually the nature of these new problems. Well, for a start, Because of this diversified workforce, supervisors will have a harder time communicating with employees. Some of these employees will have moral and religious values to which supervisors will have to adjust. You, as Americans, have your traditional ways of doing things, passed on from generation to generation. But the reality of today is that we have to adapt to their ways of doing things. And there is very little time left for us to develop an attitude of respect towards these new arrivals, without, on the other hand, sacrificing our own principles. Again, by the year 2000, 2/3 of all new jobs will require more than 12 years of schooling, and close to 50% of these new jobs will even require 17 years of schooling. It is not too long ago that a high school degree would suffice to obtain a decent job. We do not have to go back too many years when a job at Fraser Paper in Madawaska did not even call for a high school degree. Not anymore. In themselves, these new job requirements, that is, a minimum of 12 years of schooling, are not too menacing. But when you compare them to the troubling statistic that 19% of students do not even complete grade 12, and that only about 14% of those who do actually enroll at the university, it is clear that we are faced with a major crisis in the near term. That is why we must find ways to encourage high school students to first obtain their high school diploma and then pursue university studies. In this regard, governments have to do their share by improving student loan programs. Many years ago, only the rich could afford to go to college. But nowadays, a college education has become an essential requisite for a larger number of the population. The key to economic growth for any country in the 21st century is knowledge. The days when a strong back and big arms was all you needed to get a good job are long gone. And whether or not a region or a country will grow will depend upon the quality of education of its people. Winston Churchill, Britain's Prime Minister during the Second World War, once said, and it still holds true today, and I quote, "The empires of the future are the empires of the mind." I say that governments do not make favors to students by providing them with financial help. They are simply providing them with tools that would help them serve their country better. One last aspect of a world in constant change is the fragile nature of our job security. In many instances, one cannot function properly in his job without at least having some elementary knowledge of computers. It is predicted that a university graduate of the 90s will switch careers at least 4 times during his lifetime. Some studies even say 7 times. With this statistic in mind, it has become imperative that universities prepare students in a way that they can adapt quickly to change. That they not only acquire a certain level of knowledge, but also that they be open-minded enough to constantly acquire additional knowledge. The University of New Brunswick, which is the oldest university in Canada, recently polled its alumni as to what they expected from their graduating students in the future. And the response was unanimous. Learn your students how to learn, and we will take them from there. My dear friends, we are at the end of a century where changes have happened at a tremendous pace, especially during the last half of this century. It is said that if we were to compress the history of the world into 24 hours, more things have happened in the last 30 seconds than all the rest of the 24 hours. I would like to leave you with one last thought, which does not relate in any way with my previous comments, but which I feel is important to mention. Today, Numerous experts are all expounding ways on how to become successful in your career, on how to become rich, on how to succeed in life. But very seldom is a word mentioned about maintaining a good health. Albert Einstein once remarked, and I quote, "Compound interest is one of the 7 wonders of the world," end of quote. To become rich, you have to start saving in life early and watch your money grow. Likewise, maintaining a sound lifestyle early in life is also the best way to ensure good health later on. Why then are people neglecting their health? Very often, people blame a lack of time, stress on the job, and lack of motivation to exercise. That is why so many won't be around to enjoy the pleasures of their success and the pleasures of their money. In this world of constant evolution, at a pace that has never been experienced before, it is therefore imperative for your generation, and for all people, and for people of all ages for that matter, to devote more time each day to your health. Just remember this: if one cannot find time for wellness now, one has to eventually find time for sickness in the future. Thank you very much for your attention, and to all the moms, in this room today, I'd like to wish a happy Mother's Day tomorrow, and long live UMFK.
Will the candidates for degrees please rise? Mr. President, these candidates have successfully fulfilled all the requirements prescribed by the faculty and Board of Trustees for their respective degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I now present them to you and request that you admit them to their degrees.
Will the candidates for the degrees please come forward? Associate of Arts, Mark Allen Bollier. Wendy M. Belanger in abstention. Melissa Aaron Barry. Michael Thomas Gillen in abstention. Tobin Andrew Godfrey in abstention. Jamie R. Garrett in abstention. Sandra E. Lavoie. Chuck T. Michaud in abstention. Diane Elaine Stephen. William J. Thing in abstention. Stacy A. Terry. Associate of Science in Forest Technology, Benjamin Ward Clark in abstention. Christopher L. Jundra. Roger L. Johnstone, in abstention. Richard Glenn Martin. Bachelor of University Studies, Lauren Robert Douglas Acorn. Catherine Rachel Bartlett, in abstention. David Robert Russell Bess. Anne Marie Bigley. Michelle Lee Brothers, in abstention. Kelly B. Buchanan. J. Mark Cameron. Lisa M. Cosgrove, in abstention. Rena Mary Daigle, AA. Douglas Joseph Doyle. Tracy Marilyn Dunn. Kenneth Fonjami. Jeffrey Kenneth Grass, cum laude. Yvonne Dana Marie Hawkins. John Michael Haley, in abstention. Marie Jabel Kavlarni, BS, magna cum laude, in abstention, Alpha Tau. Howard Solomon Kendall, in abstention. Erica Marie Keener. Clarema Levac. Charles J. McDonald. Brendan Allen McGilray. Anne Marie McLean. Jennifer Lynn McClellan, in abstention. Jeffrey Craig McPherson, in abstention. Gail M. McLean. Sean Peter McNamara, in abstention. Lisa Marie McTavish. Jillian Lee Melanson. Trevor Bernard Mitchell, in abstention. Christopher R. Montgomery, in abstention. Lisa Chantel Moran. Paul Gerald Murnahan. Murphy. Lori Jean O'Connell in abstention. Michael Thomas O'Connell in abstention. Karen Ann O'Leary. Linda Dale Perrin, AA, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Jean Marie Pelletier. Paul Joseph Power in abstention. Alan David Pike in abstention. Lawrence James Rigby. Derek James Rogers. Stephen Gregory Scott in abstention. Christopher Brian Seeley. Robert Craig Stewart in abstention. Sandy Silver in abstention. David Patrick Smith in abstention. Lisa Joy Smith. Curtis Roger Smith, magna cum laude, in abstention. Christopher Sutton, in abstention. Robert Walker, in abstention. P. Lena White, in abstention. Dana L. Wilson. Deneen Marie Wilson, Woodrow, in abstention. Jewel Anita Wright. Bachelor of Science. Margaret A. Chase, in abstention. Daniel B. Sear. Charles Andrew Deshane, cum laude. Jessica Catherine Desjardins. David P. Doobie. Vincent P. Dufour, in abstention. Brian Earl Fay, in abstention. Elizabeth Lydy Fournier, summa cum laude, Alpha Chi, Omicron Pi. Guy J. L. Frigon, AA, cum laude, Omicron Pi, in abstention. Tony Govan, cum laude, Omicron Pi. Lauren Patrick Gee. Paul William Kozel, AA. Thea Michelle Lapierre, cum laude. Carl Everett Ledeen. Tom Martin, cum laude. Stacy Marie Willett, AA. Mary Joan Pelletier, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Shelley Lynn Pelletier, cum laude. Tama Elaine Pensier. Robin Teresa Raymond, summa cum laude, honoris scholar, Alpha Chi. Laura M. Roy, magna cum laude, in abstention, Alpha Chi. Indranath Sivargrao Nathan, in abstention. Eric P. Valisillo, magna cum laude. Chuyuzi, summa cum laude, Alpha Chi. Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Susan Marie Bouchard, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Seth Allen Brooker. Faith E. Coding. Dawn Marie Desjardins, cum laude. Elaine F. Desjardins. Joan Desjardins. Brenda Ann Nadeau-Deveau, cum laude, Alpha Chi. Teresa Marie DeVoe. Sabrina Jean Dixon. Roy M. Gardner, Jr., cum laude. Lisa A. Landry, cum laude. Tina A. Willett. me Denise Pelletier, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Kristen J. Picard, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Suzanne Corsi, in abstention. Deidre A. Raymond, in abstention. Pamela Joy Secor. Stacy Leanne Slocum. Sharon Carolyn Smart. Audrey J. Sullivan. Kristen Marie Vuzin, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Mark Stephen Wakefield. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies, Lauren G. Bergeson, AA. Jean Elizabeth Crawford. Matthew Paul Edberg, AA, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Robert Lawrence Esty, AA. James C. Foreman, AA, in abstention, Omicron Pi. Michael Allen Herrera, Omicron Pi. Bachelor of Arts, Cynthia Duplessis, in abstention. Richard E. Giberti, Omicron Pi. Scott Patrick Marquis, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Stacy L. Pelletier. Ted R. Ryu, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Lisa J. White.
It has been brought to my attention that I neglected a very important part of our program, and at this time I would like to ask Senator Judy Carity please to come to the podium to present our honorary degree recipient with a special recognition.
congratulations to all our graduates. Trustee Collins alluded to the battle that always rages out there, and you walked with us and helped us with it, and remember your friends as they come up behind you, and we're sure we're going to have a few more battles, but félicitations, congratulations today. Monsieur Carrier, le Président, c'est mon privilège et mon honneur de vous présenter un sentiment de la législature, le Sénat et la Chambre des représentants, en appréciation pour votre habilité de foncer à travers les barrières de nos frontières et de former un partenariat qui va nous payer, finalement payer attention à la culture, biculture et bilinguisme de la région. Merci bien.
Will the graduates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby admit you to the degrees of Associate of Arts, Associate of Science in Forest Technology, Bachelor of University Studies, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies, and Bachelor of Arts, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. I welcome you to the International Company of Educated Men and Women, and I enjoin you to wear your learning with modesty, and to employ it always in the service of the people. Signifying the possession of a university degree, you may now turn your tassels to the left. UMFK chamber singers, please come forward to lead us in the singing of the alma mater. And we find the words on the back inside cover of your program. Please all rise for the singing of the alma mater. Please remain standing until the platform party, the faculty, and graduates have left the auditorium, after which I hope that you will all join us for a reception across the hall in all the
Sorry. I didn't mean to. Come up to here.